Okay. Well, before we start, is there any questions that you have or anything that's been assigned that you need clarification on?
So far, since I was transferred to loan scenario department, yeah, I just have this question that um uh, one moment here. Let me
Mm-hmm.
just check. Yeah, I just have a question. Once Gia sent me a loan scenario through the Google form, I'll just is it correct that I'll just update it through this spreadsheet and then we'll just let her know about it because sometimes I don't know if I should fill up or follow up every investor I'll just send the spreadsheet and then I just update Gia about it.
So just when you update it, you are going to update Gia, and then in regards to which investors you will be reaching out, if she
Mhm.
specifies which investors, only reach out to those specific investors. Um, so if she's asking about a specific program, then that's when you need to utilize Notion and um, ERP. So in ERP, I think last time I had showed you, we have our lender and investor page here, and then it has all the lenders that we work with, and it shows their
Yeah.
program. So if it's a specific um, loan that she's referring to, so let's say DSCR, right? So
Yeah.
all the lenders that have DSCR within the program will appear. So as you can see, there's a total of 23 lenders that work with DSCR. So whatever specific scenario she's inquiring about or the LOs are inquiring about, then you would have to just reach out to these specific lenders that work with DSCR. So it's
Okay.
unlike, um, let's say if it was for an FHA loan. So for FHA, we only have these 12 different lenders that we work with FHA.
Okay. And how about
Okay.
if the lender is unresponsive? Because sometimes I don't know if I should still follow up, even though there's already a investor that already just for example they can take the program. However, the other lenders isn't responsive. Is it okay?
So I would try to get a response from all the lenders,
Mhm.
unless Gia says, okay, we're just gonna go ahead and proceed with this specific lender, even for like future reference. Even if we don't go with, let's say in this case, we got a response from all of these except Emmett, right? And
Yeah.
I would still try to get the response from Emmett, even if we don't end up submitting there for this specific scenario. But
Mhm.
it could be useful for our future files, so that way we don't have to ask the same question again. We'll know whether Emmett we would be able to proceed with Emmett or not.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions?
None so far.
Okay. So again, through ERP, it's easy. Yeah, it's easy when you search for the specific program. Like I said, if she specifies um, a specific lender, I think you can also search the lender name. So that way you have UWM, and then we have our contact information here.
Mm.
If we do BFF, if it's for specific, um, let's say ITIN. Okay, so these are the ones that have ITIN loans. So I would reach out to all of these, unless she specifies only saying like, oh, just reach out to ACNC and NewFi. Then in that case, just reach out to those two, even though there's additional lenders that we also do ITIN.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes, got it.
and then under Notion, if you have access to Notion, um, under the GTL MLO board, you should also have that lender investor page here as well. If it's under A through Z, it'll be exactly how it is under ERP. All the lenders starting from A all the way to Z. You can search by name, program, channel. You just have to click search, and then you can do, let's say, Emmett, and it'll show up. Or if you put bank, all of these have bank statements loans. Okay.
Yes.
Try to use ERP because we are trying to transition into ERP. But if you can't find something in ERP, do reference Notion, as maybe there could be that a glitch happened and not everything got transferred into ERP.
Okay.
Okay. So
Yes.
this week we are going to go over, as part of loan scenario, you're going to need to help price loans. So
Hmm.
for the LO to find out what the rate would be and the rebate would be. So we go with we have this LoanSifter, or also known it's Blue Optimal. It's this one here. So Blue Optimal Blue, also known as LoanSifter. That's what it's mostly common known, LoanSifter. So we do have a Notion under the training materials. You have We had it. Maybe not. Let's see. Yeah, this one, how to run pricing through LoanSifter. This shows you steps by steps on how to do it. Um, I will show you, but do go reference this. I should be, so under training materials, it'll be how to run. No, I guess it's not under the training materials at all. Hmm. Okay, still this one, you're
Peter,
gonna find it. Hmm.
sorry.
Go
Peter
ahead.
also provided me a shared folder, Google
Okay,
Drive.
have a
I
share
don't
folder.
I don't know if it's the right PDF as well. It's about the how to run pricing in LoanSifter non-QM and also
Okay,
for full doc. Yeah.
hold on. Okay, so it should be these. These are just the steps for that it shows for the loan officer. So yes, so um, I don't think I've gone the difference with you between full doc and non-QM, but full doc is going to be anything that's going to be conventional FHA, VA, USDA that is going to use the borrower's actual income with versus like their taxes. So their
Mm,
pay stubs, W-2s, tax returns. If they're self-employed, they most likely have Schedule C tax, personal taxes, or they have business tax returns. So if we're using those specific documents, that's going to be considered a full doc. If the loan is going to be bank statement loan, 1099, a P&L or DSER or a VOE only loan, those are considered non-QMs. Okay.
okay.
So when you log in, it's most likely going to ask for a multi-factor authentication. So click email, continue, email me, and then log into that specific pricing email, which if you have a share folder, that share folder should give you access to that email. But just so you know, it's the email is pricing@givingtreelending.com. And let me see. So once you get that email, you're going to get a code. You're going to go back here, enter that code, and then just verify the code. Oh. And then this is where we're logging in. So if you go to the Notion, that's where it first starts. The first page after you log in or when you continue, it'll be this. Okay?
Okay. Sorry, Brenda. What was again the email address? Pricing at Giving Tree Lending. Is that right?
Pricing@givingtreelending.com.
Okay. So I should open this account, right?
Yes, when you're logging into Optimal, you're going to have to log into here. If it's going to be your first time logging
Mhm.
into this email, it's going to ask for an like a verification code to log
Okay.
into the email. So just let me know and we'll give you access to it. Um, I think I have, it's probably this one that you have access to. So
Yes.
this LoanSifter, it'll have the email.
Mhm.
That's the wrong email. Hold on, actually, it might be this one. This one right here. So loan, it's going to be pricing@givingtreelending.com. And then the password for that email is going to be loan1234 with one exclamation point.
Okay, got it.
Okay. If it, again, when it's your first time logging into this Gmail account, it'll ask for a code
Mhm.
to verify. Just let me know and then we'll give you access to it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now, regarding to this lien position, so if it's most likely a purchase or a refinance, it's going to be considered the first lien. But if we're doing a HELOC or a HE loan, you would just put it under the second lien. So what the second lien means, it's that they currently have a loan, but they're trying to get cash out as a second loan. So what this second lien position loan would be that we're just focusing on the second lien. That, like I said, most commonly we are going to use the first lien, but there are going to be some instances where it's going to be considered a second loan. Sorry. Conventional here, or loan type. We have the full doc, which is going to be considered again conventional, FHA, USDA, or VA. Those are our full docs. Depending on the type of full doc, we do have to specify the specific loan type. So in this case, a conventional loan. If we have to price out for FHA, we have to click FHA. As you can see with FHA, there's new lines that were updated,
Mhm.
and specifically this upfront mortgage insurance premium versus on a conventional loan, you don't have that loan automatically. Okay. So when you're running the pricing for someone, you have to be sure which specific loan type that they are doing. If it's going to be a non-QM loan, make sure you do expanded guidelines. As you can see, there's additional questions being asked for non-QMs.
Okay.
Okay. We're going to put in the term. 30 years is the most common one, but there are different options. and it's going to be any fixed or arm. This product, you can just leave it as standard. The loan purpose, whether it's a purchase or a refinance. If it's a refinance, there are two different options. We have a rate and term, which is a standard refinance where they're just lowering a rate, or we have a refi cash out, which is going to be um, the borrower trying to get cash back from their equity in their home, or if they're trying to pay off their debts, it would be considered a cash out. We're going to update the purchase price if it's a purchase, the appraisal value, loan amount, and then this LTV is going to be automatically updated. So let's say the value is at 1,000, and then the loan amount is going to be, I don't know, 650. So then their LTV changes to 65 versus 900. Their LTV is at 90.
Okay.
Now notice that at 90%, we receive this PMI questionnaire. So any loan on a conventional that's over 80%, you're going to have to choose this borrow paid PMI, and it should be borrow paid, not financed in this case. Anything that's 80% or lower, this PMI will be deducted. So 80, there's no PMI.
Oh, I see.
Same thing for purchase or refinance. Anything over 80, if it's 80 point, it's not going to update. So if it's, let's say, 805 and it's 80.5, then it automatically, we have to put a PMI.
Okay.
Okay. Borrower information, we have to enter the borrower's FICO. If we don't have their FICO up front with the credit report, just get it from the loan officer and just put a FICO that's they're estimating as close as possible. The FICO does matter in regards to the pricing.
Mhm.
So just know if there's no credit report, just let them know, like, per your FICO, there's no credit report per the FICO given by the LO. This is a pricing, whatever pricing shows up. Because if they have a FICO that's lower, then the pricing is going to be different versus a FICO that's on the higher end. This DTI, also, it should be updated accordingly to what Cali's point is. But if it's just a file where they don't have the documents just yet, again, it has to be quoted by what the LO is estimating their DTI to be. Again, when you give them the pricing, just note that the DTI was provided by the loan officer. Okay.
Okay.
The reserves, it's a standard 24 months here. You can change it if you want. Sometimes I just put 6 months, sometimes just to get the pricing.
Mhm.
But as you can see, these are just standard numbers that are automatically on there. The income, you don't have to put income to necessarily run the pricing. So it won't, if you put anything, it won't block you from proceeding. The properties finance, for the most part, it will be one, but if they have additional properties, we can enter it if that's something that's been provided. If not, you can just leave this at one. The citizenship, it is important to note whether you are running this pricing for a U.S. citizen, a permanent resident, or a non-permanent resident, or a foreign national. So if they were trying to run a file for a ITIN, then you have to specify that it's a non-permanent resident alien. If it's someone who has a green card, that's a permanent resident. Okay.
Okay.
These here, again, if it's you have to confirm whether they are first-time home buyers, if they're self-employed, if there's going to be any additional co-borrowers that will not be living at the property, so non-occupant co-borrower. If they're a first-time home buyer and the borrower has their own business, then you have to check off both of these. Their occupancy type. What are they trying to purchase a home that's going to be their primary home, a second home, or also known as a vacation home, or is this for investment property? Okay, we have to specify. Again, it's important that we write the right occupancy because the pricing will change depending on what type of occupancy it is. Okay, and then we have here the type of property. So a single family home, a PUD, which is considered townhomes or single families that have HOA. These co-ops, so there's if the home is like a condo and like something, it's what's the other word? Oh my God, I'm going blank right here. So it's usually if it's a type of residential home that is considered. So they don't own the do not own the units, all right? Okay, so it's like if part of the units that the home has is not
Mhm.
owned by the specific owners. We don't. I haven't seen that we've done a file for that lately, but there could be an sometime that we do run it. So our most common is our single family, PUD, and condos. So condos, again, any condominiums. If you can specify the number of units. If it's a single family, it's just that one unit. We do have anything that's between 2 to 4 units as well. So any duplex, let's say it's 2 units, then you would just put that. and then the type, whether it's attached or detached. So attached meaning that the units have like one wall at least um, that are used between the units, so that they have if it's oh my god, I'm going blank. Hold on. The attached condo is if they share a wall. If the units between the properties they share a wall, that would be considered an attached home. If it's a detached, that means they are individual units where they don't share walls. Does that make
Uh,
sense?
yeah, got it.
Okay. And then we have this manufactured home as well. If it's a manufactured home, just click yes or no. So manufactured would be anything that is considered a mobile home, kind of, where the land is included. So they are purchasing or refinancing their home where the land where they are living at is not being leased. So whether we do have some loans that are considered manufactured, so we do have this option here. And then you can update the zip code where they're living it. So in this case, this standard one is here in Orange County. Let's say they were trying to run a pricing for a property in LA, right? We put a zip code, it gets updated. These are standard. You don't have to update this information here unless you specifically know what they want. So if it's an interest-only loan, you can change it to yes. If they're trying to see if it's a 15-day lock, for example, you can update this. Escrow waiver. So if you know that the file's not going to be impounded, you can click yes here. If it's an investment home, you have to click decide write how many years of prepayment penalty prepayment penalty. Only on investments. If it's a primary or second home, you can leave this as none,
Mhm.
and then you just hit submit. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave this standard. We're going to hit submit. Our loans or our pricing is going to show up. All the investors are here. The product name for their specific program, the lock period, and then the rate, and then the price here. So in this case, this first one says loan stream. For the scenario that we ran, loan stream here, it does say it's expired, but at 6.125%, the LO would be getting 0.24 of rebate. Anything that's in the parentheses or red, that means it has a cost, or also known as a discount. So if we were to go with 6%, the borrower would have to bring in 1,976. Okay. This one here at 6.125, there's no cost to the borrower. And I'm not going to go too in different, but I'm going to explain the difference between our broker and our correspondent. But if it is a correspondent loan, then the LO would be getting this money back to him. Now, if you see loan stream 6.125 was 0.244, at Loan Store, the same rate, 6.125, they're getting 0.13. So as you can see, the amount that they're getting back is different. So the first one on here is going to give us the best pricing, and then it's just going to go from there. Do you have any questions?
Uh, what uh, what is the reason why it has a expired written? Does it mean that it's not available anymore?
Yes. So most likely
Oh,
they did a repricing. So the thing with LoanSifter is that when they do a repricing, that pricing doesn't get updated into their system. So it most
mhm.
likely means that the lender did a repricing, and so this rate is no longer available at this price. It could be that it deteriorated, and now instead of them getting the 1,952, now there's a cost of, I don't know, 2,000, right? Um, it could be that it went better, and at this cost, instead of getting the 0.244, they're getting 0.5. So the way this is calculated is they're getting this amount based off of the loan amount. So we have 800,000 is our loan amount, and this is saying 0.244, percent, and that's what this 1952. So this is how much they would be getting back. Again, so
Mhm.
let's say they did a repricing and it was a better pricing. Instead of 2.4, they're getting 0.5. So they would be getting 0.5%. They would be getting $4,000 instead of the 1,900.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if let's say we're running this rate and it does show expired, I would not give them this pricing until you verify with this investor specifically. You can, if we have their pricing, you can log into their portal. Let's see if they have. Okay. If you have access to their portal, you can see run their pricing directly with them and get the updated pricing. Let me see if this one will show. So you would just enter the information on here. So it was 800. and it was at 1 million purchase. What did we have here? It was 24. I'm just matching everything to so that way we can compare the pricing here. Okay, so see how this loan type is conventional, but on here it's asking conforming, non-conforming, VA. So conforming would be our conventional loan. Non-conforming, this here is going to be our non-QM.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
30 years fixed. Yeah, let's hit submit. So, okay, on their portal, it seems like it's also expired. But their rate here was, let me see. So again, their product here, Fannie Mae 30-year fixed. I'm gonna compare. So Fannie Mae 30-year fixed, that's their product here. At 6% here, there was a cost of 2.47 in LoanSifter. Now there's rebate of 0.004. Okay, so let's click show here. So this repricing that they did was actually better. So the 6.125 that we were looking at went up to 0.499. So almost the 5.5 that I had estimated earlier.
Yeah.
So as you can see, this 0.499, now they're getting 3,952. Okay.
Okay. Got it.
Any questions?
Yes. About it, Brenda. If I don't have access on their end or on their website, can I also email them?
You can email the AE, yeah, and ask them for pricing. Sometimes if some lenders will have, you don't need access like to login credentials to get their pricing, and they'll show you how they'll like let you know where you can run pricing. But yes, you can email them and ask them for their pricing. Just let
Okay.
them know there's the scenario. So whatever we inputted on here, so it's going to be a first lien purchase,
Mhm.
the purchase price, the loan amount, their LTV, their FICO. Let them know if it's an I-10 specifically, let them know it's going to be an I-10 loan. But you can let them know it's a self-employed, full doc, or bank statement loan, or whatever the case may be. Just let them know the specific scenarios for the occupancy, whether it's a primary investment, so that way they can input their information, that as much information as we can provide into their pricing, so we can get the pricing as close as possible as to what the LO can quote.
Okay. And then what would be the instances that I need to utilize the loan sifter? Is it depend on the LO? Or,
So regarding the loan scenarios, like whatever you
yeah.
input depends on the specific scenario that the loan officer might have.
Mhm.
So not all of them are going to be the same. Like I said, if they want to run pricing, we have to get as much information as we can, so that way we can run the pricing. So if the loan officer is the one asking you for the scenarios, ask them the specific any occupancy type, or if it's a 2 to 4 unit property, or if it's a condo, whatever it may be. We need to get as much information as possible, so that way we can update this. And then in regards to like the pricing, I think Gia will most likely send you an email letting you know, can you please assist such and such loan officer run pricing for the scenario. If there's other information that is provided to you, you don't have it, you can reach out to the loan officer to get that information.
Okay. Got it.
Okay. Any other
Yeah.
questions?
Not so far. That's all I need to know.
Okay. I didn't show you, but the loan type, if it's a non-QM, it's going to be expanded guidelines.
Hmm.
And like I said, there are additional questions being asked. This income verification, you're going to input what type of income it is. So a 1099 1 year. Business statements 12 months. Investor DSCR or no ratio. There's no ratio is also a DSCR, just no ratio DSCR. We have P&Ls here. 1 year is the most common one, but there are a few that are 2 years. If it's a bank statement loan, 12-month bank statement loan, make sure you are verifying whether it's going to be a personal bank statement or a business bank statement. Okay, and then we have our written VOEs here. Okay.
Okay.
All right, then. If you don't have any additional questions, that's going to be it for this week. Next week, I think I'll go more in detail with you in regards to our channels that we have. Like I mentioned earlier, we have broker, we have correspondent, and depending on what type of channel it is, it means whether the borrower would be, the loan officer would be getting this money back, or if
Mhm.
they would be, if it would be considered a lender credit.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
we'll wait on that. Thank you so much, Brenda.
Okay. Thank you.
All
Bye.
right. Bye bye.